Jay from Team DMA at it again with another video. So this video is going to be directly to Team DMA members and those people who have been striving to, I would say, every year, make something better for yourself, like strive for excellence in one way or another, try something new, something exciting, but that it's beneficial to you in every way. And obviously, as I said before, one of those things that you could do is definitely set some goals to make more money than you did last year. And I always teach people never be like last year, never make the same income as last year, because if you settle, you have to remember inflation is just it's mandatory. It's like breathing air. It's just something that's going to happen, and you don't want to stay behind. So what you want to do is every year you want to improve your financial state of last year, and it has nothing to do with being a lover of money or someone who doesn't like the people, that you're selfish, because that's what people call you. But in reality, it's more like you're motivated, and a lot of people need someone to motivate them. But then also, there's a few number of people that motivate themselves, and that's what I want to encourage people. If you require to be motivated by others, it's a little bit more difficult, but I definitely encourage to motivate yourself. So the way you can do that is, like I said, looking at last year and wanting to improve. So there's people who are not at the working age, like underage, and then people overage. And it's not true what people tell you that, oh, you have to be at this age to be smart, or you have to be at this age to be successful. The internet has shown people that all of those are lies. It doesn't matter your age. You can be successful at any age. You can be under 18 and still have success in a lot of things, and even especially on some of the sales, like if you sell yard sales or whatever the case. But consult, if you're underage, always consult an adult like your parents for financial advice or any questions and concerns, because you need to know rules and regulations, how banks work and percentages and all that. But if you're over the age, obviously you need to look that information up yourself on your city, your state, or your country to protect yourself. Make sure you're following all the rules, laws, and regulations of your country or your city or whatever the case may be. Now, moving on from there, congratulations to the people on Team DMA who recently opened their shops and are already getting some income coming in. Congratulations to you. And I'm not like other channels where they just don't care about people. To me, I am proud of those people. I'm proud. I feel very happy for them. I feel very ecstatic. I feel wonderful, because I honestly believe that people have a lot of potential, and it's not a joke. It's not like a two-faced thing. It's just straight up, sincerely. Like, let's say you're thirsty and you drink some water, and wow, it's a refreshing feeling. It's that type. It's just like, it's always refreshing to see someone excel, to have a goal. And to be honest with you, I honestly believe that this is one of the main factors that people are not succeeding, from what I can see. It's not like an opinion, but like as in facts, like as an overview. A lot of it has to do with people not putting goals. So that's one of the driving factors. You have to first make a goal, that you have to push yourself, and you have to, sometimes you require a little bit of help. So the main thing is, set the goal. You might need to document it somewhere, because a lot of people, it sounds dumb, but a lot of people, and I don't mean them, I mean the situation. Sometimes a lot of the things I say, like more than 90% of the things that I say, people always accuse me of sounding dumb, but it's because they don't comprehend the knowledge. And then also, people who are successful, they already have, like whether it is a routine, or I would say an equation that gives you success. So I'll show you, for example, me and the cars, always always putting gas, especially when the prices are a little bit low. You want to make sure you fill up the tank, compared to people who are just putting a little bit of gas to travel, and then all of a sudden the gas spikes, and then you're gonna have to, they want to fill it up, and they fill up the tank of gas when it's already expensive, so you're wasting more money. So I would always say, in the situation where you are, take advantage of that moment, especially when prices are low. It doesn't have to do with you. It could be anything that exists. You want to get into a mentality that things have to benefit you. And it doesn't mean you're selfish. It just means you're smart. And especially if you're trying to make some income, extra money, the situation has to benefit you. There's no law that says you're going to go to jail because you're smart, or you're going to go to jail because you're successful. There's no laws like that yet. So because of that, you want to make sure you follow rules, regulations, and the law, and you take advantage of a good opportunity. So moving on from there, like I said, congratulations to the people who started sales and already started seeing income coming in. The other thing that you guys want to do is some of the people that buy product, you might want to have them as regular. So I'll explain what that means. So when you have a business like let's say you have a small time like a car dealer, or you sell any sort of product, like I've sold tools before, or selling cars like automobiles. The thing is, you can make money from all those sales, but I mean, it's hard to compare once you have regular customers. So what does regular customer base mean? Regular customer base is people who trust you, and instead of spending your money elsewhere, they'll spend it with you. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're robbing people, but it means you're giving them the best bang for their buck. So what do I mean technically? That you're the one that's giving them the best offers. So they're winning and you're winning. So they rather come to people who are trustworthy and spend a little bit of money than go and blow all their money. So you're helping them, but what happens is you grow a community of people who buy cards. So let me show you an example. There's people who sell 5 items in a year, for example, 5 items, and that's it. And they could have spent like maybe they made like I don't know $400 in those items, but the year ended. So then we're gonna talk about different type of person. And this person, he might sell things for like $1 or $5, not the expensive items. He's not losing any money at all, but he's selling the less expensive items. But he has 5,000 customers, and you do it on a calculator, and it's like somewhere from $5 to $10 per item, and he's selling somewhere around like 10,000 items, you know. And people are gonna say that's the stupidest thing I've ever said. No, actually, if you think that's stupid, it more likely means you're poor because you don't even know what success means. That's just the basics of success. It's kind of like saying, it's kind of like if I said in my fridge is full of food, and then someone attacks me and says that's stupid. Why would his fridge is full? Well, you kind of expose yourself because that more likely sounds like you're poor and you don't have any food. So it's not a general attack. You attacked yourself. You shot yourself in the foot. So what you want to acknowledge is it is good to be in a good position to have more than you need. So yeah, so the ways that you can do that is establishing a customer base, which is returning customers. And you also want to make sure that they leave you good reviews. Like, make sure you talk to them and tell them, I'm going to give you like an extra this or extra that, send you sleeves. But make sure you leave a well review based on what you saw. Not a lie, not something rigged, just a sincere review. And then you let them know the people with those reviews are they can be returnees, like people who are returning customers, and you get a discount. So what happens is people receive good product, and some of them might PSA it, and they're gonna be happy because they got PSA. The card that they bought for $10 is now worth 100. It's not a lot of money, but I mean, if you do it 10,000 times, that's a lot of money. So that's not our business, that's theirs, because you know, once the item is sold, that's their world. Your job is just to provide the items and in good condition, and they're the ones that might want to enrich themselves by it or show off their collection. So you're going to want to open up a lot of shops, and I'm gonna be closing the video right now because that's pretty much it. As you already know, I don't like to carry my videos long because there's just a lot of information cramped in videos, and I try to make them short because people are busy. I live in the US myself, so I know exactly how it goes. So I just pour as much information, and I'll make another video later. But basically, don't limit yourself. Don't feed into people's lies, or even people in your own home that try to, and I'm not saying attacking no one or making you fight anyone. What I'm saying is this simply, anyone who is negative, whether it is financial or emotional or any sort of negative, you want to stay away from them because they're the ones that are going to take away your success. They're trying, even though you might feel like, well, he's my good friend, why would he do that? You need to stop thinking like that. It's more like, it's nothing wrong with your friend, it's just that he doesn't have the same dreams that you have. He's not as motivated as you. So I'll show you an example. For example, you might have someone that settles for like going on the bus, for example. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have a dream that you want 5 cars, for example. So there's not technically nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with your friend. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just that 2 different people have 2 different goals. That's all it is. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to be demotivate yourself. Like, oh, I better sell all my cars and take the bus, because that's going to be harder for you to succeed, because the whole point is that later on, as you're successful, you can help others. So that's the whole point. So people have the tendency, humans have the tendency to be lacking motivation, and then they settle for everything. They always do that. Like 8-hour job, come home, eat, then they go to sleep. And it's kind of a little toxic because that's like a robotics lifestyle. People tell you, I'm happy like that. Well, that's your business. But what you want to do is you want to motivate yourself, especially once you're working. There's nothing wrong with making extra money, even though you're told it is. They're lying to you. There's nothing wrong with having extra income and being extra successful, there's definitely nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean you're a bad person or nothing like that. So what you want to do is open multiple shops. So like I said, I every year I try to open another one, and I think I reached my max because I've been making some mistakes on my sales, sending some of the wrong cars, and that happens because you're busy and you have like a lot of sales in a week, and you don't have time to ship all the sales. So at that point, you would have to have someone help you ship the items because you're too busy and your schedule doesn't allow you to. So you want to tone down the shops or tone down the number of cards you have because it's a lot of work for you at that point. And then some people don't understand some of the sales. Like I've had some situations where I had 30 sales in a week, and even though it sounds like a small number, for me it's a little difficult to ship them all because two of them for one shop, 10 are from another, and then there's other three from another. So it can be a little complicated. So you want to be careful, organize everything, document everything, and then each month write down what you sell. Like if you sell $30 this month or $3,000, document it so that you keep a chart for next year when you come around for your goals. You might want to double that to 6,000, or you sold 30 this month. Next year you might want to do 60, like that. So all the whole purpose is goals. So then your mind's going to be driven into success. It's going to be driven into positive, and then people are going to want to be like you, and you can obviously, instead of being a jerk, you can help them. So yeah, I definitely encourage, don't stop just because you sold something. And then also the income that you come, don't take it and spend it, because a lot of people have told me like, I made $2,000, but then a month from now they tell me like, Jay, can I borrow 1,000? I said like, borrow 1,000? Didn't you just make 2,000? They're like, yeah, but I spent it. So the situation there is, to be honest with you, what's happening is they're making the money, which is perfect, but then they don't know the other part, which is keeping the business alive. And that's where you get the businesses that break. Like, I'm not gonna lie and say people are smart, and I don't care if people believe it or not. They're not, and I don't care if someone gets angry because I say businesses are not smart. You think that because they have 50 billion, not million, billion, you think that because they have 50 billion they're smart? It's a lie. They could be just as stupid as someone who doesn't have a dollar, because they can go bankrupt because they're not financially smart. So what you're going to want to do is start practicing being financially intelligent. So what you're going to do is, excuse me, you make the $30 and then invest some of the money. For example, you can go to your local shop, or you can talk to me, and we can get you somewhere around, I don't know, like $10 to $50 worth of free product, meaning you don't pay nothing, just the product comes to you for free. It sounds like a bank is being robbed, or I'm being robbed. It's not. It's just, once you got it like that, once you know how everything moves, everything just comes to free for you, a lot of it, because you're intelligent, you're savvy. So that you're gonna want to either invest some of a small portion of that into it, and then you want to make those $30 give you $30 back. So what happens is you're gonna invest the 30, it's gonna give you $30 back, and then you're gonna profit $30. So if you look at it in a calculator, you've doubled the 30 became 60. So what happens there is the profit that you make is never spent. It's never technically spent, because what you do is you reinvest it and it gives you double. So once you get double out of it, that's the money you can use to spend, because that's what's going to keep your business alive. And this is just the basics. It's not like you're going to a course paying me like Andrew Tate all these millions of dollars so I can teach you. This is just the fundamental basics. So obviously if you sell tools like Snap-on, or you're going to be moving into vehicles, that's a lot more. In fact, I just recently sold several vehicles, and you know the price of the vehicles can be a lot. Depending on the year, they can start somewhere around 2,500, or you can get 10,000 for them, or even at some point you could be getting 15,000 per car, something like that. Because a lot of people try to sell cars for like 20,000, 30,000, but I mean, you're really trying to fight against the dealer. It's more likely not going to sell. So you have to be reasonable. And then that money that you get, like I said, you have to double that money, and the money that you double, you can use some of that portion to spend on yourself, like getting new shoes, taking out your girlfriend or whatever, or buying a gift, treating yourself, being happy. But what you don't want to do is burn the profit, because then you're gonna go poor. You're gonna go what they call bankrupt, and that's where you have to really be committed. Like you have to. It's not hee hee ha ha all fun. You can't be a fool. You have to be wise. Yeah, you have. Like people tell you like, that's stupid. All you made was $2,000 last year. That's a stupid business, because that's what people tell me. But I tell them, yeah, but I have multiple that do that, so it's a lot. So the thing is, you don't listen to the negative, just listen to the positive. So if it made you 2,000, you should have not spent a cent on that. It should all be for free, $2,000 free. And from those 2,000, you should have some money left over to spend. So in short, don't spend the profit because that's how you shoot your foot. That's how you kill your business. The profit gets reinvested into reprofiting. So what you're spending is only a portion, but the business is never touched. And if you don't understand what I mean, go listen to Elon Musk, one of the most successful men in the planet, and listen to his discords, or when he talks a quick overview over a business. He even cries when he talks about it. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. It's not funny. It's not funny that you want to be successful. It's not funny that you want to make $5,000 more than last year. None of that is funny. You need to take it serious because it's something to help you, to help your family. It doesn't solve all the problems, but it helps. So then what do I mean by that? Before I close the video right now, always push yourself. Don't push yourself to the point to where it's too much and you start stressing. You just want to do a little at a time. But don't spend the money. Don't spend the money. Reinvest it, and then once it gives you the double, then you can spend some of that portion. But don't touch the investment. So, for example, I bought, and I say this all the time. I started with like $5 is what I started, and I bought a few cars, and I sold those cars, and I made $20 from that. As stupid as it sounds, that's how I started. And then the $20, I reinvested it, and then they gave me 100. And then from those 100, it was 1,000, and then like that, it starts going 2,000, 3,000, and every year it doesn't stop. And I push myself to double it, triple it, quadruple it, and even though I'm being told I'm stupid, that doesn't stop me from doubling it. Oh, it's 5,000 or it's 10,000, like that. And there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't mean you're evil. It just means you're financially smart. And you don't have to stop there. You can, like I said, you can open shops. I would advise you to try 3 shops at the same time. If you want to try 4, but 3 is reasonable, especially if you work or you have a little bit of time in the week. 3 is fine, I believe, because you come home and you can rush to send this product out, and it's not a lot. And you're going to want to look at what's popular. There's some things that don't stay on the market long because they sell, and other cards don't. And then sometimes people tell me like, well, you're done because you have these items for sale that haven't sold for 6 months. Those items I don't care about. They're cards that can be thrown away or given for free. So people ask me, then why post them? Because you have to look at the calendar. Some of those items sell only during certain times of the year, like Christmas, like during tax season and stuff like that, or people who might need them for decks to finish their decks. So you want to have the product up front because people want to see the variety. And the people who give up are the people who, oh, I'm poor, I need the money tomorrow, and they don't get any sales and they give up. Don't be like them. Be successful. Put the product, sit back, relax, have some laughs, enjoy life, and thank God. And just relax, man. Have fun. It's gonna do its thing. But what you don't want to do is, once you're successful, don't go backwards. Don't go backwards. Don't do it, man. It's one of the most evil things you can do to yourself to stop success. Go forward. Don't go backwards. So now that you made money, double it. And that money can be reinvested. Don't take that money and spend it because it's not that I'm jinxing no one. It's not that I'm being mean. I already went through that. You're going to destroy your business. Don't do that. And think of your business, like Elon Musk said, it's a baby and he's crying. He said, you gotta feed it or it's gonna die. You have to care about it. And that's how it works. Sounds stupid, sounds dumb, sounds like Jay's crazy. But believe me, later on, when you start noticing, it's a big deal. Like me, I do from vehicles, and it's just an endless list of different things that I do, not just one thing. And I get attacked all the time for it, but it doesn't matter to me. I just really believe that there's nothing wrong with being successful. And that goes to show you why I give all this free cash prizes, free cars, and all this stuff. And even cars, a lot of people don't know that I give in cars away, like a car that you can drive, I gave them away for free. And the thing is, I don't encourage you to do that, but what I'm trying to tell you is sometimes giving back to the community just lets you know that you're grounded on the floor, like you're not evil, you're not corrupt. So you might want to give out some free cards. So people might ask me like, well, how do you do that? Well, I'm going to give you some advice before I end the video. Invest into some of your customers, some of your time. Go down to your local shop, see if anybody has any free cards, because sometimes people throw cards away. And pick some of those cards up, tell them don't throw them away. Or when you buy some, tell people is there something that I can have to give away on my, what's it called, on your YouTube or in your shop. And people do. Sometimes people tell me, like, I had a recent person, he came and he wanted some extra cards. I gave him $45 worth of free cards. So why do I do that? Because you want to help out your community. Because if you're just you're gonna become corrupt, and then at that point, you're just money hungry, and that's gonna corrupt you. Because you're gonna be making a lot of money, but you're gonna notice you're sad inside, and you're always angry. And it sounds stupid, but believe me, you don't want to be corrupted by financial gain, because it can happen. And whether you believe it's stupid or not, I'm just telling you the truth. It's not as good as you think. And some other people, they move on to like me, like homes and stuff like that. Once you're already reaching 500,000 and stuff like that, depends on what you want to invest in. And that's pretty much it. The video's gone long enough. Hopefully this video was helpful for you. And just a quick recap. Uh, God bless you to all the people who are putting goals, succeeding. And then if you already made some income, there's nothing wrong with doubling it. Be careful, protect your business, and then open more. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you have any questions and concerns, let me know. It doesn't matter what it's about. I have a lot of information. And God bless. Take care. And Dark Magic Attack.